welcome to our group's 251 podcast. Today we are in IKEA's central hub in Sweden. We're going to try gaining a better understanding of their business performance and try to find out what underpins their competitive position. We are lucky enough today to have Alexander Jaus, IKEA's Chief Executive, to help answer a few questions and give us a better insight into what makes IKEA the most successful furniture retailer ever. Thanks for joining us today, Alexander. First off, could you tell us a wee bit about IKEA and what you guys do?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on the show. IKEA is a Swedish company, but we're actually registered in the Netherlands. We're one of the most successful global furnishing retailers in the world, designing and selling ready-to-assemble furniture, appliances, and home accessories. We were established in the 1940s by an entrepreneur called Ingvar Kamprad, and it was Ingvar who created the IKEA concept that has shaped who we are today. The concept was created to give as many people, regardless of the thickness of their wallets, the possibility to furnish their homes. We now lay claim to 338 stores worldwide and over 154,000 employees. Last year alone we had 776 million store visitors and 1.1 billion website visitors.
How would you characterise the strategy at IKEA, and to what extent was it emergent or planned?
Alright, so what you have to understand is that IKEA is a huge company. They operate in 332 stores in 38 countries, and we bring in something like 3.2 billion euros a year. Our strategy and competitive advantage is built on our business ideal and our slogan. It's to offer a wide range of home furnishings, good quality furniture to as many people as we can, as affordable as we can. The planned strategy of IKEA was to create quality furniture which everyone could afford. The implementation of this developed some new emergent strategies, such as our vertical integration and sustainable business practices.
So what does the nature of your organisational structure look like?
As a global firm, most large decision making is centralised at the company's headquarters in Sweden. However, a lot of the decisions are decentralised, such as those regarding advertising, ad content and media decisions. IKEA's in-store management style is described by non-Swedish members as informal, open and caring. Hierarchy is not emphasised, and in a typical store there are only 3 levels of responsibility between the store manager and the co-workers. A pragmatic approach to problem solving and consensus-based decision making are also strongly embedded in our management practice. We like co-workers at all levels to take initiative, and making mistakes is considered a necessary part of learning by doing. Managers are expected not only to share information with co-workers, but also their knowledge and skills. IKEA has the goal from this organisation structure of making their co-workers feel important, so that they are able to express their ideas and make them feel responsible for improving the ways things are done. Outside of store management, IKEA's organisational structure becomes more complex, yet we still try to decentralise as much as possible. IKEA is trying to implement a boundaryless structure, with the company working closely with suppliers by providing such things as technical assistance, leasing them equipment and giving them advice. We also refine the role of the customer, putting responsibility onto them to cart the furniture home and to assemble it themselves, creating a proactive customer. The whole of the organisation's operations are organised into 4 divisions, being franchise, retail centre, property and finance, with the overall purpose of these 4 divisions to secure continuous improvement and a long life of the IKEA concept.
So what do you believe are your key strategic capabilities and the source of your competitive advantage?
So the company utilises vertical integration and sustainable manufacturing policies and strategies to produce its products efficiently, cheaply and in large volumes. This leads to a cost leadership competitive advantage in the marketplace. IKEA combines manufacturing, suppliers, distribution centres, networks, design team, retail stores and all of this into a single business. IKEA has fully integrated into the supply chain and has complete control over most of its production areas. By linking these areas together, we can create unique, efficient procedures which are also sustainable and environmentally friendly. Very few other businesses in our industry have such a strong foothold, and they find it difficult to rival our cost cuts that this can give IKEA. An example of this is the Swedewood factory. As opposed to ordering products and raw goods from overseas, most IKEA retailers and manufacturers source their products locally and have factories and distribution centres in each country they operate. This allows them to cut costs on travel time, and we can reduce our greenhouse emissions and carbon footprint.
So does IKEA use the product design to maintain a competitive advantage?
We also maintain our competitive advantage through our excellent product design and our image. The self-assembled furniture is not only cheaper to produce, it's also iconic to IKEA, that a consumer can have a cheap and ready-to-assemble furniture, which is also quality design and a modern style. The furniture is made in such a way that it is both easy to assemble by the consumer and easy to control by IKEA. By creating self-assembled furniture that begins flat, IKEA can transport many more products per delivery vehicle, reducing transportation costs for both the company and the environment. It also increases customer satisfaction as flat pack goods are much easier to shift and move. However, having such an immense business and strict system has its flaws. The operational side of the business is huge and presents many challenges for us at IKEA.
We now have Eigen Lucas with us to help us get a better insight in the organisation issues that routinely arise.
We face issues with inventory storage times. As our products are continually updated and replaced, products that haven't sold as well result in unnecessary stockpiling in our warehouses throughout the world. And this means unnecessary storage costs, as well as using up valuable storage facilities on products that aren't offering us as much return. As we've attempted to resolve this issue, we've tried to reduce distribution costs by designing products that can be disassembled to a flat, spatially efficient state prior to shipping. Another operational issue we face is wasted unsold furniture. As a consequence of oversupplying consumers' demand, operational problems regarding inaccurately planning customers' demand for any one product will always be an issue for us. However, we're looking into measures to reuse some materials of unsold furniture on new designs, and thus helping to remove the lost equity and the demand-supply mismatch. And a major issue we face is a communication issue, both vertically and horizontally, throughout the organisation. Because IKEA is such a large company with a vast number of divisions such as design, manufacturing, delivery and retail, effective communication within each of these divisions as well as between divisions can pose a significant problem for us. We've attempted to improve communication channels by dedicating one of our mega factories as the headquarters for operational and strategic decisions, thus ensuring that all the various departments receive a clear source of accurate information.
Specifically, what is the nature of IKEA's operational output and how do you balance capacity with demand?
What makes IKEA so unique from most other companies is our ability to match capacity and demand in the most effective way possible. As this relationship is one of the rudimentary problems any company that produces a physical good faces, various traditional approaches have been developed to reduce any uncertainties and improve efficiencies. And while we could have adopted one of those traditional approaches, such as a level capacity planning approach, or a chase demand planning approach, or even a demand management approach, we recognised an opportunity to go one better and control full ownership of all variables associated with the creation and delivery of our final product in the consumer's hand. We not only control the design and retail functions through our subsidiary Squidward, we also control the supply of materials, manufacturing and distribution in between the concept and the consumer. As a manufacturer, we have a guaranteed distribution network and market share. As a retailer, we have full control of the production end. By having control over the entire pipeline, we are able to see the bigger picture and control all variables, allowing us to best meet our changing consumers' demand. This in turn means IKEA is able to avoid incurring any extra costs or penalties from mismatching our capacity to consumers' demand. This also allows us to minimise stockpiling and the associated negative investment associated with this, while also granting us a great deal of flexibility throughout our operations. And this is one of our key competitive advantages here at IKEA.
With every new implementation at IKEA, they seem to make sure it aligns with their strategy and concept, constantly looking at ways to try bettering themselves to make things a little simpler, more efficient and more cost effective. For example, designing stylish products that can be flat packed efficiently, which not only saves on transportation costs and production, but also decreases the space needed within the warehouse. Another example is how they have implemented a showroom warehouse concept, which requires the customers to pick up the furniture themselves from the warehouse, which helps to reduce retailing costs. Their organisation structure is also closely linked to their strategy, with having a decentralised and non-visible hierarchical management style. This open management style allows co-workers, no matter their position, to take initiative. Not only does this create a more efficient decision-making process, but also makes the employees feel more valued and important. Love it or hate it, IKEA is the most successful furniture retailer ever, It has managed to develop its own special way of selling furniture by being innovative and having its operations, structure and strategy all complementing each other to ascertain the common goal of offering a wide range of well-designed functional home furnishing products at a low price.